Hello and welcome, Pauleh here, and I am playing Floris, a mod for Mountain Blade Warband. Now, I've got a lot to update you lot on. So, since the last video, I believe it was episode 92, I played this game all over the weekend, and I progressed it quite a lot. So, let me explain what's happened. So, first of all, as most of you know already, if I have people garrisoned, then I have to pay tax, like I have to pay their wages. So I was getting like a fairly big bill every week, and I still am, but it's not really a problem. I've invested money into the land at Sunno to where I've got it maxed out, so I now get a bit of money back every 2 weeks, so I don't have to keep going all the way over to Tuglia. So that worked out quite nicely. I think I'm going to start putting money into Praven as well, with good reason, but I'll explain that in a moment. So, a weird thing happened. I enlisted a patrol from Sunno, for Sunno, basically out of the existing garrison, and they were travelling around. It was mostly just manhunters and slave drivers. My reasoning was they'd take people prisoner because they used blunt weapons. But they ran into a fight against the, I think it was forest bandits, was it mountain bandits? No, it was forest bandits that roam this area. And when I say bandits, I mean it was that army. It had the leader of the forest bandits along with a bunch of others. There was about several hundred bandits there. So I joined in the fight to help him, and I've developed a new sort of way of fighting. And we were able to defeat them, and because it gives you, they had so many prisoners, I took, who I needed to refill my party, which left like, I don't know, 800, 700 or 750 prisoners that we released. Now if you don't take them prisoners, they automatically join whoever else was there, so they ended up becoming a patrol. So I had a patrol of about 800 roaming around. Now I'm not entirely sure what happened. They got defeated somehow. A patrol of 800 got defeated by forest bandits. I don't know how, but basically, even though we had beaten the enemy lord, I'm guessing because he escaped, he came back, and now he has like, uh-oh. Calm down, my field. Okay, so basically what's happened is now I've got a massive army of forest bandits still roaming around with about over 1,000, probably 1,300 prisoners. I think what I'm going to try and do is enlist a patrol at some point, help them defeat them, so they turn around and I've got a patrol of about 1,500. When that actually happened, it wasn't showing up as it was going to cost me that much to pay them from Sunno, so if I could get like a massive patrol, that would be awesome. Anyway, that's basically the events of what happened really. I've had a few fights with various Nord Lords and I've been able to defeat them. I was taken prisoner once, I believe, and had to sort of rebuild. My new way of fighting has changed, so what I'd like to do is take Swadian peasants and train them up to become archers. Then we basically just sit all the archers on the hill and they wreak havoc, because everyone we fight at the moment is mostly just forest bandits and Nords. It's, they can't really defeat us. So that has been working quite well for me, and I'm going to continue to do that. And now, the other big news. Angral is getting married. So, what happened was, I was roaming around, I went to Praven, and I figured I'm struggling basically. My original plan was to get in good with one of the Nord Lords and then marry his daughter to create a sort of alliance. But that's just been impossible to do because we're at war and they won't even talk to me, so I can't do that. So I went to Praven and I met someone there, and I managed to work my way up, getting relations up with her and her father. And he was quite happy to allow me to see her, which made it easy, because normally every time I've done this I've always had to do it where you sneak in to go see him. Doesn't matter now, I can just walk in there. So I ended up getting engaged, and when you actually talk to him, talk to the father to get permission, he was fine with it, but he wanted a down payment to secure her financial future. So I had to put down about 19,000 dinars, which is quite a lot, but I managed to save up. So I don't know her name. That's bad. It's her. Yeah, it's her. I only know him by face, I don't know him by name. Padrona Sundadel? I don't even know how to pronounce that, that's kind of bad. Anyway, so her father is, however you pronounce his title, Grainwood, and my relation with him is pretty good now. And he's actually got a fairly big family, brothers, sons, nephews, and yeah. This is pretty good because I'm going to get in with the Rhodoks and hopefully create an alliance with them or something. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but... Oh, the Rhodoks took over Praven. That's probably a big important point, I should say. And if you look here, the Rhodoks are just taking over most of the map. In fact, right now it's Nords versus Rhodoks in terms of sheer size, so if it's going to come down to a fight, you know, I think I'd rather be on the Rhodok side if we're going to be fighting the Nords. So I figure that's going to help me. But now my next task is to get married, and I'm going to get contacted as soon as a feast is going to happen. So it's basically just wait and see. But yeah, things are going good. I think what I'm going to do is start investing money in Praven as a secondary place to increase my finances. I feel that's pretty important. That'll upgrade my outfit as well because I lost my last one. But this looks pretty cool, to be honest. What is going on with his shoes? That looks really weird. Anyway. Oh, I can't actually talk to her. That's fine. Here he is. What task has he given me? Oh, the task that he's given me that I'm currently working on is to get married, okay. My relation's only 20, but I do need to increase it more, but yeah. Plan is we get like an alliance up. And yeah, hopefully that will go well. So they are at war with the Nords. So I think what I'm going to try and do is... So the problem we have no lords in the rebellion. So what I'm going to have to do is try and lay siege to a place, and hopefully the Rhodoks will help me. But as I said, I've developed a new way of fighting, which is mostly just using a bunch of archers to destroy the enemy, which would probably work out nicely. In fact, it probably wouldn't hurt to start, you know, picking off some of these castles and other territory, because I'm hoping that if I increase the amount of territory that the Nord rebels hold, more Nord lords will come to join us. I don't know if that's true. We already lost the only lord we had, but... Okay, why are Sea Raiders all the way over here? Oh, a Sunno Patrol, okay. So yeah, I did enlist the help of a Sunno Patrol just to see what it was like, and they're kind of expensive to run. Because the way you can do it is you can enlist your own by picking people at the garrison, which is probably cheaper, or you can just pay like a certain amount of dinars and have like a already pre-made group. So I went with a large group, I believe it was, and they were about 3,000, I think. But they are pretty strong. Anyway. Got my new horse as well. Sadly I lost my old one when I was captured, but... So we'll get the archers here, infantry in front. cavalry. Cavalry can just follow me, to be honest. I do have a new shield. The good thing is, though, well, first of all, this shield was a bit Nordish, you know, a big round shield, plus it was black, which looked nice. But it also works with the shield bash, which is the most important part, so... Anyway, this is literally what I've been doing every time I've played now, is to have archers stand back, destroy the enemy. I tend to get off my horse and just stand in front and take out whoever gets close, but this has worked incredibly well. And I'm probably going to keep doing it. Defeat the enemy. Right now, my probably biggest concern is not the Nords, it's the bandits in the area. So, what actually happened, I don't get too much money from my territory that I hold, the acres of land, because the town itself isn't doing too well in terms of... well, basically, it was very poor, but since I've started hanging around there, destroying enemies that are in the area that keep preying on the caravans that travel, and various other travellers that go in between, because that affects it. I've been able to sort of increase trade. And that's what I need to continue to do, is increase the trade of Sunno. It's my lifeline at the moment. I need that money coming in. That's what this is all about. We've got to increase the money. So, anyway, you can see there, my archers are pretty well getting all the kills. This is going great. Anyway, yeah, I've been able to defeat some rather large numbers just using archers, so I'm probably going to look at taking out some more Nords when I get the chance, which I have been doing already, but a lot of the time they travel together, so it's really hard to pick someone off. It's been my hope to take someone prisoner and release them just to increase relation, but I'm not entirely sure that's going to be a good idea. So what I do need to do, though, is probably take over another castle, just a regular castle, not a city, and give it to Leftwind, and hopefully he can put enough troops in there to defend it. Now, if I put people in that garrison, I'm hoping that it'll become his problem in terms of paying, you know, financials. So what I could always do is put a lot of troops in there, like I was doing for Sunno, and then I wouldn't have to pay for it, he would, and I'm pretty sure he can manage that. So that's probably going to be my plan. But we'll see. Anyway, more territory we hold. Hopefully that brings in some more Nord Lords, and then we can take it from there. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do this in terms of end game. Once we take over the Kingdom of Nords, what then? What does the claimant do? Does he want to, you know, go on conquest and capture everything else, or you know, how's that going to work? Because I'm probably going to have like some deep ties to the Rodoks, so I don't know if I could go to war with them. So I've got to be very careful. Anyway, I've actually got more people than I should have. This was because building those barracks in Sunno has actually allowed me to recruit 2 sets of recruits from the nearby towns. Like, you could get like a bunch of peasants, but then like a bunch of archers as well in one go, which is quite nice. I will take the prisoners, however, keep selling them, get the money, and hopefully all of these people will join the patrol. Indeed they have. So that is good. Anyway, people need upgrading. So really all I'm doing now is just waiting to hear from Praven for when it's time for the wedding. I'll probably just travel around with this patrol, help them out whenever I can so that they can accumulate more troops. And every now and again I get these troops being upgraded in my town, which is quite nice, my garrison that is. Although I have to make sure I've got money in the treasury. Once I get the next pay from Tulga and Sunno, I'll probably invest it straight into the treasury, keep that up. Originally what had happened was, because I ran out of money, I lost about 100 people from Sunno because they didn't think I could pay him. So I've got to make sure that doesn't happen again. I've dipped below 600 troops there, but we still haven't been attacked, so I do not want to take it too low though. So I'm going to be very careful with this. Anyway, I'm still putting people in the Sunno once they get fully trained. I think that's a pretty smart move. Plus, once I've actually finished this, I can take some of these troops out and give them to Lefwin. Hopefully that will work. Okay, so what I would like to do, I'm gonna go travel over here and see how many defenders that castle has. Now I have to be careful, because the last thing I want to do is take something that belongs to the Rodoks and the Rodoks go to war to get it back. Okay, so this was the guy we actually beat, and he hasn't got many troops on his own. In fact, there's not many here, although there might be more. But you can see he's got 1,400 prisoners. So when I actually defeated him the first time, he didn't have this many. He only had like 800, which we liberated. And I'm guessing because he beat the patrol again, not sure how, this has happened. There are quite a few there. I'm confident we could beat him if that patrol was there to help me. Just do my archers. It would take a long time, but we could do it, and then we'd have like a super patrol. But yeah, this has been the issue. I've been trying to fend off all these bandit attacks whenever I get the chance, just because caravans can travel in between the various cities and villages, and that increases, you know, the town. So here we go, this caravan is going to Uxal, and he's going to get set upon. Now I don't know if I can actually hold these guys off on my own. Guys, stop arguing. Apparently in the options you can turn that off, but okay, so they're going after the caravan. I can't help him, but I can take these guys out. So yeah, this has been my issue at the moment. It's just trying to deal with all of these bloody nuisance. Anyway, I had the cavalry follow me because they can just charge and whatnot. It'll give me some time to bring in the archers, get them in position. You know what? This is a fight from the ground. Keep the enemy held at bay here for the archers to lock them up, basically. Don't want to stray too far forward, but basically just keep them away from the archers. That's the goal. And we've got archers at the back here who aren't moving. Probably doesn't hurt going in to wipe them out. Alright, back up guys. Shield's going. a bit of a downgrade in terms of size, shield-wise. Battle's won, anyway. Just kill these odd two. Done and done. So yeah, if I can basically keep the threat of forest bandits down, or any kind of outlaw, it works better for us. Now sadly I can't take any of these people. But if I can just get over to Sunno to show you lot. Yeah, I lose about 7,000 every week because the patrol is getting bigger, and I guess it does charge. I may have just not noticed it before. Maybe I didn't have them that long. It didn't feel like it anyway. But like I said, hopefully the money will come in from the landlords and moneylenders. See, I only got 8,000 from that, but I'm not getting much money from this. But if you read here, you see the occasional abandoned building, shop or cart and so on. But originally this was probably the worst it would be. I think we had the second poorest town. Things have changed though. In fact, if I can just meet the guildmaster, let's have a look. Sunno is poorer than 7 towns, richer than 14, so we've crawled up there basically, because originally we were like second, or we were last I think. Yeah, we do tend to get pillaged quite a bit, but I've kind of stopped that for the moment. Yeah, basically we have the most, this is the most dangerous area because of the bandits. If I can sort of eliminate them, it's going to become a lot better and we're going to make more money. So I've really got to focus on that if I can. That's probably going to be my next goal here soon. Get this wedding out of the way. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Make sure you join me again. Until next time.